Chris Benson, Dale Pionk, Jake Selezkar, zip code 55811.
Bruce, you think you should have got a penalty down there on that last sequence? Hold on, Jake.
Yeah, well, I didn't think we should have had a penalty on the one that we got at 2 minutes, and then they had the same exact play at the other end, and we didn't get the call, so I thought they should have made a call right there. The guy wraps our guy up, he skates around, scores a winning goal. I don't know. Just let it happen. That's the way I saw it anyway. I don't see any replays. I don't know.
What was your discussion with the official afterward?
It was one way. It wasn't a discussion.
Okay.
It was a comment or two or five.
You probably weren't setting up a fishing trip either, right?
Nope.
Bruce, 3 third period goals allowed. As you think back, what could have done differently, done better in the third period?
I don't know.
Like the effort?
I love our effort. I thought we had the greatest effort ever. Our effort was great. We were playing hard. We played hard. We played well. You know, I don't know if we can play any better than that. It's about as good as we can go.
Bruce, what do you tell your kids?
What's that?
What do you tell your kids afterwards?
Tell them I love them.
Bruce has been here and lost a couple others. A puck off a shin pad and a long shot from the point. Is this more difficult because of the circumstances?
Well, this is probably the most difficult loss I've ever had in my life right there. To get calls like that at the end of the game that weren't even calls. There's a lot of things I could say right now. A hell of a lot of things that I think, but I'm not saying them. I don't want my AD to get mad.
Well, I'm going to say it and I'm going to write about it.
I didn't hear that.
I said I'm going to say it when I write about it.
Jake, what happened on that play in your mind? You know, with you getting wrapped up there before that play?
I don't know, I mean, there's a loose puck and on the half wall, and I was going to go for it, and I mean, guy had me in a headlock, and I tried to chip it out of the zone, and couldn't even move, and the guy kept it in and rimmed around the boards, and then they got the game winner.
Bruce, with St. Thomas moving on, will this end the anger and hatred towards the cadets?
I have no hatred toward the cadets. And that's another misconception that I heard on the TV yesterday that I don't like, that the coaches don't like each other. That is just not true. That was a statement that is just not true. I have nothing against the Vanellis. They're great coaches. They do a good job with what they do. I don't buy into this private school philosophy. That's all. I don't think you should be able to get kids from Wisconsin and Missouri and all over Minnesota and make a team and play single-A hockey. I just don't agree with that. I just don't believe in that. I don't think it's right. And I certainly don't think they should be in single-A hockey. We've been so unbelievably fortunate to be able to be in this championship game 4 times. It's amazing, really. Small little town we have. We have 38 kids come out for a team. You know, I mean, it's just amazing that we've been doing as well as we have. And every year I think, well, we're going to be shitty next year. And then all of a sudden these kids just rise to the occasion and play their hearts out. And you saw how they played. I mean, Christ, come on. These guys can't play any harder than that. You know, we don't have 3 first lines, you know, like they have 4. So, you know, I mean, we just can't pull guys like that. I'll tell you something else. This year, more than any other year, I had 9 parents, kids, emails that wanted to move to Hermantown and play for us. 9 of them. You know what I tell them? I tell them to stay there and play with your kids and do your best there and make everybody in your community proud. That's what I tell them, and we don't take them in. And that's the truth. And I've always had one or two, you know, hey, can you come and play over there? What do you think? And these guys know a couple of them, and of course, you know where they went. But that's just my philosophy. It's not personal to the development. I think they're great coaches. I think Les is a great coach. I think Brent is a friend of mine. We would duck on together. But we have this debate, and I don't agree with it. You know, at one time it was North versus South. That was the big deal in the 60s and 70s when I was a kid. I loved it. I coached at Cloquet, and it was great. Now it's private school versus public school, and I just don't believe in it. I don't believe that they should be able to get all these kids from wherever and then come here, you know. And we have to compete against that? I mean, come on. Plus, it kills other programs. They finally get a couple good players, off they go to a private school. And then, where do they ever end up, you know? You end up with 30 good teams in Minnesota, and all the other 80 teams are feeding them, you know. I don't like it. It's just not, it doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel right. If that happened to us earlier when we had the Johnny Franciscos and the BJ Ratters, and we're just starting to try to get our program getting in the right direction and having a little more success, and if those guys are pulling out and bailing out and going to Marshall or something, we'd have never been we'd have been the same old thing, you know. We'd be middle of the packer and sing away all the time. But that didn't happen. I mean, those guys stayed and made us a little bit of a program. And then kids wanted to become Hawks. And now look at us. I mean, we're competing and battling well with everybody, you know. It's hard to beat them. I mean, how the hell do we do that? I don't know. We play our hearts out every time, and this is what happens. And then today, penalty like that, and non-call on the other end, makes you feel like it's getting homered is what it makes you feel like. But it sucks.
Jake, you guys go up 4-2 late in the second. What's the feeling there? That you know, it's a kind of a high energy goal and getting guys excited. How'd you feel in the second intermission in the locker room?
I mean, all our guys were all excited. All three lines, we got production from all three lines, and that doesn't happen very often. And I mean, that just shows that every guy on our team, they hit the ice, and everybody wanted to win. And it felt like it was our game. We controlled the majority of the game and outshot them, and our guys went to war and laid it all out there, and just final bounce it didn't go our way.
Did you notice something different in the way that St. Thomas was playing in the third? Were they starting to match your energy and maybe surpass it a little bit?
I don't know. I thought our energy level was high the whole game. I can't really say much about theirs, but I know our guys were giving it their all every shift, and even after they came within one and tied it up, nothing changed with us. I mean, we just kept going, and then it didn't go our way.
Bruce, your guys never seem intimidated by St. Thomas Academy. You know, throughout the whole game, it seemed like you guys were pretty dominant against them. How proud of your guys for not being at all intimidated by that program?
I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more proud of this group of kids that we have this year, because they had it up against them last year, and a lot of guys are back, and we didn't play our best last year. We were intimidated a little bit, or gave into it at least, and we did not do that this year. From the very first drop of the puck, our kids played, and they played their hearts out, played smart, and played physical, and they did everything they had to do to win this game, you know. And but they're so damn good. I mean, they can make plays in every line. And they made a couple plays, and of course, then that gets them excited, and their confidence goes up. And our kids are playing to defend a little bit more, and I mean, just part of the way it is. But then after they tied it, we attacked again, you know. And actually, we had a couple great chances, and we missed the net on both of them, you know. So they had a couple great chances, they didn't miss the net, and it's kind of somehow how these things go.
You even had two great chances shorthanded on that weird penalty. I mean, you came down almost, had two great chances right then.
Yeah, I mean, playing 4 guys against 5, and we're playing with just great heart. I mean, it's just unbelievable how hard these guys play.
Coach, is it fair to say, I mean, despite the philosophical differences of the program, that they bring out the best in your team when you play them?
Well, yeah, of course, you know, the kids there know they're good. You have to play your best. Same thing with Breck and Marshall, actually. So, and St. Cloud Cathedral, we played in the championship game. They're a hell of a team, you know. We didn't see them down here, but they're good. And our kids played great that game. And yeah, anytime, I think any quality player program, and you know, you're playing against the best, it brings you up a level. I'm proud of that we can do that. Some teams don't do that. They step on the ice and they're scared of it. So, game's over.
Chris, the emotions are pretty evident on your face. Can you just describe how it is to end this way?
To be honest with you, it sucks. I've never played with a better group of 20 kids ever, and I've been on some pretty fun teams, and we're so tight, so close-knit. I mean, from our seniors, juniors, sophomores, coaches, I mean, I've never had more fun playing hockey, and to give it all like that, to lose, it's tough, but can't credit our effort, our heart. We wanted it, but just couldn't get a bounce today, it seems like.